There are not many ways to end a season more horrifically than the way the Saints have the last 2 seasons. Marcus Williams famously missed a tackle in 2017, and in 2018, the refs famously missed a pass interference. There are 2 ways this will go. Either the Saints will roll over and die in 2019, or they will come back even stronger, ready to finally win the NFC. Drew Brees is getting older, but I haven't seen any notable drop-off just yet. Brees will likely break Peyton Manning's passing touchdown record this season. In addition to Brees, the Saints have an incredible offensive line, as well as a top 3 running back in Alvin Kamara and a top 3 wide receiver in Michael Thomas. New Orleans lost Mark Ingram to the Ravens in free agency, but they did add tight end Jared Cook, and he was able to flourish in an Oakland offense that was not good. So there's no telling how great he can be in the well-oiled machine that is the Saints offense. New Orleans defense isn't as good as their offense, but it's pretty close. They ranked at 14th overall, 29th against the pass, and 2nd against the run. It seems that these rankings are at opposite ends of 2 extremes. While I do believe that the pass defense struggled when compared to 2017, I do believe that it's better than 29th. It's likely that the Saints offense often put them up by a lot of points early, causing the opposing team to throw the ball more, driving their passing yards allowed up and their rushing yards allowed down. The Saints do have great playmakers like Marshawn Lattimore and Cameron Jordan, as well as an extremely deep linebacking core. I expect the pass defense to be better in 2019 and for their front 7 to dominate against the run. This team is the cream of the crop in the NFC, and I expect them to finish at 12-4. Believe it or not, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had one of the most prolific passing offenses in football last season. They ranked number 1. That's right, they had more passing yards than the Kansas City Chiefs. However, they scored over 150 less points. This is because they were 29th in rushing, and they also threw a league-high 26 interceptions. 2019 is Jameis Winston's last chance. Winston has shown promise in the past, but he always seems to fuck it up. Whether it's groping Uber drivers or getting benched for throwing too many interceptions, he has never been able to come close to the expectations of a first overall pick. Bruce Arians came out of retirement to coach Tampa Bay, so the conditions for Jameis to succeed have never been better. They still don't really have a run game, but their wide receiver core is pretty skilled. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin should have big years, and the Bucs tight end, O.J. Howard, could be one of the best in the league. The defense was pretty terrible in 2018. Tampa was 26th versus the pass, 24th versus the run, and 27th overall. The Bucs also gave up the second most points in football at 464. Although I do believe this defense is atrocious, I do think they look a bit worse than they actually are, due to the sheer amount of short fields their opponents got throughout last season. Tampa had a top 5 draft pick, and they used it on linebacker Devin White, who will surely improve this linebacking core. The defense still isn't great on paper, but a viable way to improve it would be the emphasis on ball control. The Bucs threw the ball 63% of the time in 2018, and they were the worst version of the Packers and Steelers. If your defense isn't that good, then as an offense you have to give them a fighting chance, and I'm not so sure that Winston can limit his turnovers. I have a similar confidence in their run game. For these reasons, I'm going to say that Tampa Bay will finish at 4-12. The Carolina Panthers began 2018 on a roll. They looked like a surefire playoff team, starting the season at 6-2. However, Cam Newton hurt his shoulder pretty badly and tried to play through it anyway. The result was losing 7 of 8, and they found themselves in the basement of the division, along with Tampa Bay. The Panthers ranked 10th in total offense, 16th in passing, and 4th in rushing. Christian McCaffrey was fantastic, rushing for 1,100 yards while also catching 107 passes for 867 yards. I expect another great year for him. DJ Moore was decent in his rookie season. Hopefully for Carolina, he gets an extra 200 yards this year to get him to 1,000. But of course, the key player on the offense is Cam Newton. I truly believe that his injury severely hampered him towards the end of last season. In the 3 games before he was finally shut down, he had quarterback ratings of 66.2, 70, and 52.5. This offense will bounce back in 2019. The Carolina defense ranked at 15th, 18th against the pass, and 12th against the run. The Panthers are pretty middle of the road on this side of the ball, so they drafted a defensive end, Brian Burns, in the first round. Their secondary is a bit questionable, but if this defense finds themselves around the middle of the pack in 2019, then I think they'll be fine. If Cam Newton stays healthy, then I see no reason why the Panthers will miss the playoffs. Unless the Falcons are better than them. Carolina will go 9-7. The Atlanta Falcons were the sacrificial lambs for the injury gods in 2018. Atlanta lost Keanu Neal, Deion Jones, and Devontae Freeman to injuries last season. I would consider them to be 3 of the Falcons' best players. Matt Ryan had an outstanding year, finishing with 35 touchdowns, nearly 5,000 yards, and a rating of 108. Ryan quietly had one of the best seasons of his career, while his team sank into irrelevancy, marred by injuries to key players. Much like the Panthers, I expect the Falcons to come back with a vengeance. Julio Jones will once again be a grown-ass man, and I also expect Calvin Ridley to further develop his game. Hopefully, Devontae Freeman is able to stay healthy. He seems to be injured often. The defense was the main reason why the Falcons sucked last year. As a result, they were 28th in total defense, 27th against the pass, and 25th against the run. Keanu Neal and Deion Jones will return in 2019, and I expect this defense to find itself in the top 20 at minimum. Damontae KZ was a silver lining caused by the injuries, and I hope to see him continue to be a key cog on this defense. Much like Carolina, Atlanta was a victim of bad luck last season, so in 2019, I see them finishing at 10-6. Either the Panthers or the Falcons will get into the playoffs, but one of them won't. I think ultimately I'll go with Atlanta to finish in second. I think that all around they have a very strong team, and on offense, oh boy, it's one of the best in the business.